right, welcome to our Tuesday edition of our Q&A. Here it is, October 20th already, you guys. Holy smokes, October 20th. We're going to be talking about our driver managers today. So welcome and join in with me here as we talk about our driver managers, what it takes to be a driver manager here at Decker Truck Line, and kind of what we think of our driver managers that we have. You know, all good, of course. If you have something that you'd like to share, whether it's about your driver manager and maybe a little bit of history about Decker itself and your time with Decker, awesome. Please leave that in the chat so that we can read it out loud and share it with everybody else here. And as always, we can answer your questions. So if you want to put those in the chat, feel free to do that as well. Miss Anna's behind the scenes. Hey, Anna. Let's jump in. This is a Q&A we do every Tuesday here on our YouTube channel. We do it every Monday on our Facebook, and that's at 4 p.m. Central. And it's really just an opportunity for you to ask your questions, for us to give you any updates that are going on here at Decker, maybe even in the industry. And of course, give you more details about, obviously what's going on here, but a little bit of insight on the company itself and what we have to offer. So we're going to dive deep into our driver managers that we have here at Decker. And hi, Felix. And you know what? While I'm at it, before I start playing some of the pictures, Felix reminded me, so that's why I brought it up. But don't forget, we have a calendar contest going on right now. So if you have not already got your pictures submitted for the calendar, for the 2021 calendar, make sure you do so. This is our 2020 calendar, and I've got some beautiful pictures in here, but I can tell you that the pictures that we've had submitted so far this year for the 2021 calendar are amazing. Will blow your mind. Felix has sent some himself that are absolutely gorgeous, but please get them in by the 23rd. You have until Friday to get them in, and we'll start voting on them in the week of the 26th. So the last week of October, we'll be voting in on those for the calendar. So we'll have those submissions. The winner for each month of the calendar, so there's 12 winners obviously, you'll be getting an additional free truck wash. And I know that that's a huge request that's out there, and yes, absolutely we get it. By the way, if you're not familiar, truck washes are free at any of the terminals. You know, that's one of the perks of coming to get the truck washed at the terminal. So if you're in Fort Dodge or you're in Mozilla or wherever, if you're at one of the terminals and there's an available wash bay to get the truck washed, go in, get it done, whether it's by hand. If you're doing it yourself, there's that option as well. But there's also, if somebody's in the wash bay there to do it for you, get it done. It's free. I know you guys take pride in your trucks, and you love them looking sharp, and I love them looking sharp, especially on the calendar. So feel free to get those truck washed whenever. Now, when you're out on the road, you have 30 days from your last truck wash. It doesn't matter if the truck wash was in, say, Fort Dodge at the terminal, or whether it was on the road, but you have 30 days in between truck washes while you're out on the road. But like I said, you can get your truck washed every day if you wanted to, if you were in Fort Dodge. So I know those of you who are over the road and don't come through the terminal as often, a little bit more difficult, but just know whenever you're at one of the terminals, go get a wash. Take care of it for yourself. And if you're out of cleaning supplies for the interior of the truck, you're more than welcome to get those additional supplies from the shop. So feel free to stop in the shop and ask them for those other supplies. Cool? Awesome. So the calendar contest, you have till Friday. Get those into facebook.com/DTLinc. Or you can get them into marketing@deckermail.com. Either one of them works. I'll be looking for them. So here's some of those pictures right now that you can see. Some of them that were already submitted. Not all of them are going to fit for the calendar, or at least the criteria for the calendar. But in order to qualify for the calendar contest, you do need to have at least the truck itself, if the background, so it's more of a landscape or view shot. We're not looking for any selfies for the calendar. However, we do like the pictures. If you want to share them on our Facebook or in the Facebook groups, we absolutely love to see you guys in the trucks. Some of my pictures are sideways. But anyways, yes, please get those. Amy says, does Mozilla actually have someone washing the trucks in the wash bay? Yeah, I believe so. There should be someone there to do it for you. But it just depends on, what time of day and everything you're coming in. So yeah, get those submissions in. Good question, Miss Amy. And you should be able to see, Amy actually sent some pictures in over Facebook that you should be seeing here later in this stream. Absolutely gorgeous. Not much snow where I've got too much snow. So anyways, veering from the topic on hand. Amy says, does the photo have to have location so maybe others can see the location? Yeah, the photos, we do ask that you put the location in there. Otherwise, we'll track you down and get the location later on if you are one of the winners. Because we like to put it in here. I know if you can see this, well, you can't see this one, but this one is Dale Lehman, and this is in Green River, Utah. Absolutely beautiful picture for our October. But yeah, we do like to see those so that we can tell you where the picture was actually taken, so we can put that on the calendar. Good call, Amy. Yeah, when you send them in, you can name it. Let me know who it is, by the way, who's sending it in. I can tell by some of the email addresses. I can tell by some of the Facebook messages, but not everybody uses their real name in the emails or on Facebook, so then I don't know who the heck I'm talking to. But some of you I talk to enough on Facebook that I do know, but just in case, if you could just send it in, that'd be great. Yes, you can do your truck number, but I'm going to be putting your name. It'll be your actual name, not your truck number, on the actual calendar. So give kudos where kudos belongs. Amy says, I won't tell you my location. It's Montana. Yes, Montana. I ran into Jesus and Stephanie yesterday, so shout out. I have a picture. Of course, I didn't upload it. But I actually got to run into them at the truck stop, which is pretty awesome. I'm in the neck of the woods where I don't run into a lot of our Decker drivers, and I love it when I see them. So I was pretty excited. So hi again to Jesus and Steph that are out there on the road headed to Kansas City. Stay safe, but they were in Montana yesterday. Let's talk about our driver managers. Again, you guys, if you guys have any questions, put in the chat. We're going to answer them as they come in. I definitely won't ignore them. I'll be answering those questions in and out of talking a little bit about our operations and our driver managers. Talking a little bit about them and what it takes to be a good driver manager. So our driver managers have ranged from experienced drivers to that are retired to part-time drivers, because they were full-time at one point and transitioned to part-time and still doing some fleet manager work as well as driving. And then we've got some who have been fleet managers, but they haven't been drivers, but they have been trained by drivers, previous drivers, and fleet managers. So, hey Ken, good. I hope you're doing well. So this is, that's kind of the consistency, I guess, of our fleet manager mix. Everybody's a little bit different. We have our different divisions. We have, of course, Mozilla and Bessemer and Fort Dodge. We've got flatbed and refrigerated. We have van. We have the short haul. We have over the road. So getting to know your driver manager as a driver here at Decker, getting to know your driver manager and your driver manager getting to know you is obviously the goal in building a better relationship and better communication between the two of you. The more you guys know about each other, relevant, the better it is for the two of you to kind of sync together. So if you need to get home on home time, they know what you can handle, what kind of load you're looking for in order to get you there. And when you're saying I need home 2 to 3 days, that 2 to 3 days out, or home in 2 to 3 days might mean I need home in 2 days to some people, where really pushing that 3 is not a big deal to others. And it's just something that you get to know more of your comfort level with an individual. So build that relationship. You guys, your go-to is your driver manager. When you come to Decker, that is your main contact. That doesn't mean that you can't call the shop It doesn't mean that you can't call safety or that you can't even call Ken Cromwell, our COO. You absolutely can. It's an open door policy where you can talk to any of them if you need to talk to safety, if you need to talk to the shop or head of operations. Your driver manager, though, is your main point of contact. And that's really who you're going to get to know full on, and vice versa, because they want to build that relationship. They want to be able to take care of you. And not only is their job to take care of you, but the more you know about the individuals, I think the better you'll see how much they care. And I'm going to just read a little bit from some of our drivers, as well as their directors, the fleet managers, directors, so you can kind of get a better insight of the individuals. And if you have something that you'd like to share about your driver manager, please put it in the chat. I'd love to share it as well. Risky Red, hello. So Howard is this is a side note, but Howard is our hero of the week this week. If you guys didn't know that, give a big shout out to Howard over there, our Risky Red, and his good looking truck. He always takes pride, like I said, he always taking pride in the equipment. Not only the equipment, but everything he does. And I don't know, Howard, if you got to see yesterday's live on our Facebook, but you were nominated by Corbin. He got to visit with him. The two of them got to visit last week, I believe, in Cedar Point. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I was back in Cedar Point, I thought. And they sent me the coolest pictures, which you'll probably see somewhere. Where's my pictures? There we go. There. You'll be able to see some of them. But they sent me the coolest pictures. They lined up the trucks just right. We got a little bit of refrigerated, there it is, right there. Refrigerated and a flatbed truck, so that, I think that's going to be, I'm hoping that makes one of the calendar pictures. But Corbin just had the most wonderful things to say about you, Howard, and wanted to thank you for your time served as a veteran for the United States, and also for your time out on the road, helping to provide and to have the reputation and the respect that you deserve, because all the work that you've done for everybody out there. So thank you for everything that you've done. If you guys didn't already check it out on our Facebook page, please do. It's facebook.com/Detail Inc. Amy says, Steven said Matt knows how much he loves him, so he's not going to write up a love letter. Too bad. No, that's all right. I'll still share that with Matt. He'll love it. Just in case he didn't know, I'm going to share it with him. Speaking of, we have two Matts in Missoula for our, we have Matt Nichols and we have Matt McConaughey. So for our fleet managers, Matt Nichols, he's been with Decker for just a little over a year, but he's got 6 years of transportation experience. Stephen Hatton is the terminal manager there, and Stephen says, Matt is always really professional. His drivers respect him, and he's straightforward. They respect him because he is straightforward, and they know that they can trust the information that he's given them. When they're not working, Matt does enjoy spending some time with his wife and son, of course, and watching those Dallas Cowboys. What's your guys' favorite team? Speaking of. So Matt McConaughey out of Missoula, you know what? Let me put some pictures up here, because I've got some pictures of some of our, put a face to a name type of thing here for those of you who are wondering who your fleet managers are. I probably don't have the best timing on it. Since, here's sideways. And yep, you guys are sideways here. Not all of them. But Matt McConaughey has been with Decker for about 4.5 years. He is our weatherman, if you're not familiar with that. Why are my pictures sideways? Almost all of them. Matt is basically our resident weatherman. He's always giving us updates. And if you're seeing anything with the weather right now, at least in Montana, I'm sure you guys have heard that it is quite snowy. Well, it's quite snowy in my area, because we ended up driving to Helena yesterday, and that's where I actually ran into Jesus, was on my way to Helena, and there was no snow. But anyways, I veer. Matt is our resident weatherman. He takes good care of us, lets us know updates pretty much anywhere within the U.S., so that all of our drivers are up to date with what to expect for weather, the best heads up they can, related events, road closures, anything like that. Matt has an extensive background there, but he enjoys spending time with his wife. He's got two dogs, and of course he is also a Cowboys fan. William Bird, hey. William says Matt McConaughey. That's right. Amy says that she's FaceTiming video chatting Steven while watching this. Hey, Steven. Shout out if you don't hear us. William Bird says Michael McConaughey is a pretty good guy. Does a really good job of keeping me busy and getting the miles. Awesome. Guilty 718, little G, says, are your flatbed drivers required to chain up in the winter? They are required to know how to chain up. Guilty 718. Yeah, they need to know how to chain up, just like any of our other divisions, because some of our flatbed runs out to the west. If you're in my over-the-road flatbed division based out of Bessemer, Alabama, you run out west. At sometimes, not very often, but sometimes. Some more than others. But you need to know how to do it. Whether you are doing it or not depends on you. You're the professional. We are relying on you to decide if you should be going down the road or if you need to get yourself to a safe haven. But we want you to make the safe call. And, we're not going to question you. We may, of course, ask, if there's somebody else around you, what they're up to, what the roads look like, but we trust your judgment on this. So stick with what you feel comfortable. You need to know how to do it. That's what you need to know. But you're not required to necessarily chain. Anna says the chain law is in effect. That's right. September 1st to May 31st. It isn't in effect, and therefore you have to carry chains on the trucks. So you should have chains on your trucks by now. Amy says, Steven said that Matt McConaughey does dance really well. Doesn't ask how he knows it. Don't ask how he knows it. We'll have to get a video of Matt dancing if he dances that well. Interesting. Lauren Bullock, also out of Mozilla. He's been with Decker for about 2.5 years. He's been in the industry, however, in transportation for about 25 years. Is that right? Lawrence, he's always very open, very welcoming, and he's one of the first people that you get to smile at every day, each and every morning. When he's not working, Lauren enjoys spending time with his fiance, and they are loving watching the Seattle Seahawks. That's their team. Anna says, not to be vain, but we are a good-looking bunch. Yep. There's Drew. Drew sporting. There's got a few... my goodness, in my upside-down, sideways pictures. So Drew, he's been with Decker for a little bit over a year. He's been in the transportation industry for a little bit over 6 years. He's got 6 years of transportation experience altogether. He's always willing to jump in, lend a hand, both with his other fleet managers as well as with our drivers. He's helped me out. He's offered to help shoot video. He's got his drone that he's been been playing with and stuff too, which I absolutely love. So I appreciate that as well. When he's not working, he does enjoy spending some time with his wife and his 2 sons watching the Seattle Hawks as well. Seattle Seahawks. And then Peggy, you guys know Peggy. That's Demisha on there, but like I said, my video isn't, or my picture slides aren't set up at the same time. But Peggy, she's been with Decker for about 1.5 years. I got to tell you, when Peggy started, I couldn't tell you how many phone calls I got just singing her praises nonstop. I was constantly getting text messages over Facebook and calls coming in saying, she is awesome, she's the best, just please give her a shout out for me. Peggy's been in the transportation industry and in trucking for about 25 years. She definitely has a good rapport with her drivers, and I really appreciate it. I know they really appreciate her personality and the experience that she brings to the position itself. I missed the picture there, but she's awesome. When Peggy's not working, she does enjoy spending time with her husband and watching the Los Angeles Chargers. So yeah, absolutely. There's Matt McConaughey for all of you who haven't seen Matt. As I notice some of them coming up, catching my eye on the side here. Matt Whitwiller. So absolutely. Now, also out of Missoula. Now we're going to be seeing pictures today on our Facebook page of our Fort Dodge fleet managers for the most part, but we'll spread it out over the week. Howard says, I see my truck. Yep. Amy says, make sure the video has music to Magic Mike. Oh no. Oh my goodness. If that's what we need to be concerned with, Stephen, this has me concerned. I'm not sure if I'm more concerned with you or Matt. So, Alan Henderson. Alan, I've known Alan for many years. He's been with Decker for 10, and he's basically, he's usually the first one in and the last one out. And his work ethic, it is beyond compare. He's willing to go above and beyond for all of his drivers, all of his coworkers. He's got that heart of gold that is always concerned in making sure that he can't leave without knowing everything is taken care of and have that peace of mind for no matter who it is that he's thinking about. I mean, he wants to make sure everybody is taken care of, and whether he's on vacation or he's not, that's Alan, and I absolutely love it about him. Someone I can always rely on, and I always feel good about handing somebody over to him and making sure that it's going to be taken care of, whatever the incident is. Alan he and his wife are huge fans of the Pittsburgh Steelers, so that's where they'll spend some time watching. A little different this year, but it's still happening. Amy says he's Matt McConaughey. Yeah. Howard says, so do I get the $5,000 to go with being a company hero? No, not yet. But you know what? We need to get the driver of the months in there, and then driver of the year is the $3,000. Maybe enough referrals based off of your hero of the week. We don't have a monetary amount to that. I wonder what we can do about that. So some of our fleet managers out of Fort Dodge, Alyssa Martin. Alyssa, she does a great job of enjoying her job. She's been a fleet manager and customer service rep here at Decker, and she definitely uses that to her full potential. Having the background in both is really helpful. She's very thorough and she's thoughtful. She communicates and she relates to the drivers really well. And I don't know if you saw the post today on Facebook, but Lisa did give her a few shout outs as well for Alyssa, which absolutely love. Some of the comments, Alyssa is a really good dispatcher. She respects her drivers and she shows respect, and she's received respect back. She puts up with a lot from Scott, according to Dennis Watterson. So we try to do what we can to help her out. She keeps her wheels going by getting us the miles, and she's one of the best dispatchers I've ever had. She was really there for me when my son passed away, and I will never forget that. She's a great gal. Dennis Watterson. Thanks, Dennis. Howard says, Seattle, you. Howard does a shout out for the Raiders, huh? Say it, Raiders. Oh my goodness. Cynthia Seagreen, she's got some experience previous to DTL, managing a small fleet of trucks, delivering in a 4-state area. So she's increased her operation area with the number of trucks that she's managed, and she likes the challenge. She's got some great team spirit, great team player. Some of the comments with Cynthia was, working with Cynthia, she seems to be a strong woman and works hard to keep her drivers rolling and happy. There's been ups and downs, but we always seem to work well, and she's very understanding of her drivers' needs, and that's where you need to be. Thanks, Ashley. This is an Ashley Butler quote. Amy says, nope, both those teams suck. So much love, you guys. So much love. Gary Northrup. A lot of you guys know Gary's been around for quite some time. 37 years here at Decker. He's been a fleet manager. He's got a lot of different backgrounds. Basically, yeah, with a bunch of different backgrounds coming in. He's been a driver. He's been an owner-operator for Decker. He's been a driver trainer. He's been a fleet manager. So he's kind of been around the block, knows the positions, really, which is good. If you talk to Tim Olden, I don't know, Tim, if you're on here today or not, but he knows, he understands the operating side of it, but he also understands as the operation side of it, but he also understands the driver side of it, which gives him just awesome insight, awesome balance, and it's very helpful in getting loads dispatched. It's very helpful when trying to schedule loads and help a driver figure out if they've got enough time for a certain load. So he relates well with his drivers, of course, for that reason, and he can actually tell them where they're going because, he's been there, knows it. I love the like banter going back and forth between teams. So Marsha Goodale. Marsha is second in tenure. She's came to Decker with transportation experience, and she's making the most of it. She doesn't, 34, she doesn't believe much in the 34-hour restart, and she's willing to share her thoughts with her drivers, and she always has the driver in mind and assist them any way that she can. So that's Marsha. Comment from her director. Let's see. Going through some of these, Mike Litwiller, I just saw his pic just a moment ago, came to Decker DTL with a background in driving a tractor trailer. Little experience. He has the job to get it done attitude, and he's willing to help whenever he can. His driving experience has helped him to share with his drivers and to help them in certain situations. Howard. Yeah. Zach Bax. Zach just recently married. I don't know if you guys know this, but last week he was our podcast interviewee, and just recently married. Zach runs the Guaranteed Pay Midwest Refrigerated Division out of Fort Dodge, and he is our youngest fleet manager. He's got a little bit of background in this, though. His previous experience in transportation with his family connections he helped with the family trucking company, and he's tech savvy. He's willing to share his knowledge, and he's willing to help out with fleet managers. He's great with communicating with the recruiting department. I can tell you that for sure, because when we have specific questions on the position, he's easy to come to and ask, get real good insight, so that we're relaying the information as accurately as possible to our prospective drivers, and which is fantastic. So the information they're well informed, and we love it. Howard says, at least a ham or turkey for being a hero. That's a great idea. Still a great idea. I like that. Anna says, Decker Truck Line's motto is being driven to be the best, which means we continually strive to improve in all areas to establish Decker Truck Line as a leader in the industry and a successful company. Yes, we do. And it doesn't just stop with working on driving skills and habits and abilities, but it's as a company as a whole. Each and every one of us has a duty to improve in everything that we do, and who we work with, and how we work with them, and how we communicate with them. Something we strive to do, and you see it in our driver managers. Absolutely love it. Love to see that come this direction. Speaking of, talking about some of our the communicating, I guess, and really getting to know and striving to be the best, you start to think about some of our fleet managers out of Bessemer. I don't know how many of you guys know, but Demisha was on our podcast a couple weeks ago. Was it 3 weeks ago, I think? She did a fantastic job as well. Jeremy and Gerard said Demisha is one of our most senior fleet managers, as well as one of our most beloved. I got to tell you, I get lots of calls on her as well, and how wonderful she's doing, and how much her drivers appreciate her. She's been coined the Mama D due to her nurturing ways, which means basically she manages not only her drivers, but she'll help with her coworkers as well. She has the ability to encourage anyone through her passionate and charismatic prep talk. I love the pep talks, go team go, but also makes you feel like a child who's ashamed when you disappoint her. I gotta tell you, when Jeremy and Gerard get together to write something, they crack me up. Love it. Demisha truly has the biggest heart and really goes the extra mile for anyone she cares about. From the gifts she gives her coworkers on birthdays to the hour-long talks she'll have with her drivers just to see how life is going. She really does care, and Demisha's intentionalism and care can inspire anyone to want to excel. Absolutely awesome. Love these kudos too, Anna. I'm with you on that. I can't tell you how many. Isaac Magard, he actually said, Demisha has been a great fleet manager. She cares about me and the other drivers, and I do realize that I'm frozen here. Really cares about myself and the other drivers. She has a deep personal level, on a deep personal level, and I don't feel like I'm just a number with her. She makes me feel like I'm so much more. I always love hearing from her. That's excellent. Excellent, excellent. So thank you, Demisha, for all that you do in reaching out to everybody and helping them feel all being part of the team. Can't say it enough. We do appreciate it. Absolutely. Isaiah Petaway. He is a radio personality. Seriously, Isaiah works for one of the biggest radio stations in the metro area, which probably explains why it's so easy for him to build a relationship with anybody. If there's one thing Isaiah is guaranteed to do, it is to make you laugh. To know him is to love him, which is the major reason why he sees such excellent fleet managers. The other part that makes him so great is his effort. So Isaiah's effort is second to none and is truly inspirational. Every one of his drivers has his personal cell phone number, and he's willing to give his last penny to anyone. His positivity and his humor makes it work well for him. It makes it feel like home, which is why he's such a crucial part of the Decker family. Bessemer Terminal is a very tight-knit terminal, and it's something that I hear over and over about how family-oriented they are and how much they really care. Jimmy, the GOAT, greatest of all time. Again, from Jeremy and Gerard. They say it jokingly, but honestly it's true. In many years of trucking, I've encountered and managed many great fleet managers. However, they said they've never seen anyone that handles a fleet manager role such as Jimmy. His best attribute is the ability to detour complacency by relentlessly battling his imperfections and accepting the challenge of keeping those faults suppressed. Well said. Risky Red says, Howard says, did you see my picture with 3197? I think that is 3197 Corbin. I'm not very good with truck numbers, sorry. Must be Corbin, and I think I have them right here. Yep, I'm pretty sure that's who you're talking about, Howard. I'm going to show them so that you see it. But yeah, I was actually bragging about you guys earlier, getting the trucks situated at Cedar Point, right? Yeah. Josh Killingsworth, he was our hero of the week a couple weeks back. Had several calls. I actually had two individuals, Jimmy as well. Jimmy, I had two individuals call within a week period, just bragging about him, saying you need to put him as hero of the week. So I had to move him up, had to put him as hero of the week. And recognize him. Josh Killingsworth, also hero of the week a couple weeks back. Regardless of the task, we can always trust Josh to follow through as instructed. He takes his daily responsibilities seriously and approaches every task with a sense of urgency. Initially, Josh came off as pretty reserved and quiet, but after you get to know him, he's got a great sense of humor and making an overall pleasure to be around him. Like I said, Josh was the hero of the week a couple weeks ago. According to Eric Christian, he is always friendly, always checking in on him. He gets him great miles, and he considers him and Gerard a friend, like nephews, he says, since they're a little younger than him. Both great guys, always looking out for me, and I appreciate them. Also, Gregory says he's a hard worker, and anytime I need something, he'll get right back to me on it. He's a no-nonsense person who is helpful in his job. He keeps it straight. I've been with other DMs in other companies, and based off of that, they don't shoot straight. And they'll tell you one thing, they'll change their story the next, and he hasn't any problem with Josh. He says he follows up on everything that he needs to follow up on. He really appreciates it. Yeah, I think you might have just seen the picture there, Howard, coming through. Cool. And of course, last but not least, out of the Bessemer Terminal, AC, Artelius Cook. AC's overall work ethic comes second to none, if any of you have worked with him. He's always relentless in his efforts of thoroughly conquering any task placed on him. He has one of the most charismatic personalities you'll ever meet, guaranteed, if that isn't true. I tell you what, you can send him into a building of 20 strangers and he'll walk out with 20 new friends and probably a random baby in his arm. We love AC to death and are grateful to have someone like him being part of the Bessemer family. Working with AC is a blast. He's always coming up with ideas, and his heart is in the right place, and that's what I always like to see. It's awesome to see, actually. AC, Carl Brock says he's easy to work with. He's got a great personality, and he's been my fleet manager for about a year. During the last set of hurricanes, I had a lot of damage to my house, and he made sure I could get home and take care of the issues. Yeah. Oops. There we go. He's definitely a good dispatcher. I mean, I've only been here a month and he's helped me out a lot. I really don't have the stories yet, but he's definitely taught me a lot. He's a good guy to talk to, and he works we work together really well. Richard Knappett. Love it. Some of our, our fleet manager, Jerry Chapman, for those of you who know Jerry. He's been with Decker for about 12 years. He's been a fleet manager for about 7 years. He just keeps us informed with the Omnitrax. You don't have to bug him. He doesn't bug me. This is from Tom Melton, and he knows me where I am and knows where I want to be, and he gives me good miles and great home time during our conversations. He's just really complimentary. Just awesome to be around. Howard says, managers give gifts on birthdays? I want to be part of her fleet. I know, right? I'm too far from her. Jeremy Pond says about AC, he's a really good guy, really polite to me, shows respect. He's only been my fleet manager for a few weeks, but he's helped me out more than I can tell you. When my mom had a heart attack, he made sure I was home. He knew that it was important to me to get home, and I really appreciate that. He's the one who said, you gotta get there. Yeah, like I said, he's got a great big heart. I love these comments coming in. You guys feel free to keep them coming. We'll have them on Facebook throughout the rest of the week as well, so feel free to share them through Facebook as well. Absolutely love seeing these coming in. Jerry Chapman's been with Decker since about 18 years. He came over from Umtham when we merged with them, and he works with our short haul drivers in Fort Dodge, Sperry, and a little bit of Midwest flatbed. Jerry's a Vikings fan. Anthony, he rolled into the fleet manager position from night ops. He was in night ops for a while. He's got a great understanding. I can tell you, those who have been in night ops, speaking of big hearts, they are there. They go over and beyond because they know what night ops deals with and the calls that they get and the needs that they have, and they go over and beyond to make sure that they've got everything prepared for the next set, the next people coming in. So that background really helps him understand the company really well. He works with, again, the short haul drivers out of Hammond, the Midwest flatbed group. And Andrew's recently started with Decker this year. He came back actually from working as night ops from before, and so he's got a little bit of transportation history in his experience, I guess, and guess what you'd say, and he's been a great asset as well. So we appreciate all those. Yeah, we have received a lot of comments. I know I've been trying to read them as fast as they've been coming in. When they're coming in Facebook, and they're coming in YouTube, and then they're coming in my email, and all across the board. So You guys, thank you so much for sending those. We absolutely love them. We do love to sing the praises. What basically we've designated this week from the 19th through the 23rd, right? 19th, yep, gotta look at the date. This work week we've designated to our fleet managers. Main reason is because we had so many drivers say, you know what? I don't think people realize how much our fleet managers do for us. And all of the expectations we have for fleet managers and what they've done for us, what the relationships we need to build with them. And I think that's true. I don't know if everybody realizes what a fleet manager needs to do in order to keep the miles coming for their drivers and to make sure that they're getting home on the right time. Our fleet managers are usually managing, and it's a case by case, but usually manage about 30 trucks, 35 trucks in their fleet. And you're getting a combination of obviously different locations, different home time requests, different types of miles that they want. Everybody has a little bit different style of running. Like what we mentioned with Marshall, some people like the 34, some would like to do the split. It just depends on the individual. But your fleet manager is your go-to. They are your main contact here with Decker. And you want to make sure that relationship is well built. It's got a strong foundation, and that you guys can always communicate. If you have an issue, even if the issue's with the fleet manager, you need to be able to talk to them, talk it out and work it out. And if you need to go over and beyond, you can call it the policy. It's an open door policy, so you can absolutely reach out to anybody else, but your fleet manager is the first person that you're going to need to reach out to. If you have an issue that you need to get with the shop on, talk to your fleet manager first. They can make those arrangements with the shop, and then they can have you, set it up with the shop if the need be, but talk to your fleet manager first. They are your go-to. They are they're doing a lot of that work behind the scenes so that you don't have to do it. And yes, they do have a lot of little tasks that they do in order to make life easy for you. If you have a payroll question, talk to your fleet manager. Your fleet manager and the payroll department work hand in hand to assure that you're getting paid accurately and that you're getting paid on time. We have a guaranteed pay program in a flatbed and refrigerated. We have our minimum pay guarantee in our refrigerated, flatbed, and van. So they're working really well to make sure. Now, are you getting that guarantee of $1,000, or are you getting the pay per mile because you've exceeded the $1,000, or you need to meet the expectations? They're keeping track of that. So yes, absolutely, they have a lot on their plate, but their priority is making sure you're meeting the expectations that you're wanting to meet, whether it be the miles, be the home time, or just having that connection. That's their job, and they take pride in it. So make sure that you keep those communication lanes open, and go to your driver manager first. If you've got a breakdown, if you've got a layover, if you've, detention, whatever your question is, go to your fleet manager first. And then remember, if you need to talk to anybody else, say your fleet manager is busy, you can get a hold of another fleet manager or get a hold of extension 2600. So 515-576-4141, extension 2600. And Kristen can get you to an available dispatcher or a fleet manager, because we don't want you sitting there waiting in an issue that needs to be taken care of right away. We know that's hard, but they could be dealing with another issue that's just as important. We want to make sure that it's taken care of. We don't want you sitting there waiting on us. Our job is to make it easier on you, not more frustrating. So get a hold of us. Extension 2600 is Kristen, and she'll get you in contact to anybody that's available and be able to help you in that situation. And like I said, if you need to get a hold of shop, get a hold of the safety department. Safety is extension 8533. Feel free to reach out if you need to talk to Ken Cromwell. He's our COO. I've brought his name up a couple of times today, but he's, if you need something and it needs to be addressed, he's more than willing to work with you and to hear you out and take care of it. So to get the ball rolling in the right direction. Risky Red says, yes, I did, and thank you. So we are having a truck-o-treat for Halloween this year, That's a great idea. I'm not sure what we're doing all together. We've definitely been talking about it because we're not doing the same type of thing. Because of COVID, we're not doing the same type of Halloween that we've done in the past. So we're talking about, doing a little bit of decorating with the trucks. So I think that'll be fun. We'll get more information out to you on that as well. Amy says, risky if you drive by my house, we'll toss candy out. Yeah, candy bar, full size, always. I need to get some for myself. Not for myself, but to hand out on behalf of us. That's what I meant. Listen to what I mean. All right. You guys know these acronyms that we get. I love them, by the way. For those of you who did not see it, William Byrd, he came up with another acronym for Decker. What does Decker mean to you? What does it mean to you guys? Feel free to put that in the chat, by the way. Amy says it's a mommy tax for a reason. The candy? I love it. Yes. So William says his acronym for Decker. We've seen a few of these here lately, and they're fantastic. His acronym is decisive, eagerness, confident, keen, efficient, and reliable. That's awesome. I was just going to see if I can show a picture of it. See if I can get my act together to show it, but I'm not sure I can. Bear with me here. Let's see if I can pull it up for you. There we go. That's why. What does Decker mean to you? Decisive, eagerness, confident, keen, efficient, reliable. Pretty good. Some of you guys are so good with your words. Amy, do you see that? Howard says he will love you forever if it's a Reese's cup. What's your favorite candy bar? Or candy? It doesn't have to be candy bar. What's your favorite candy? I like a lot of candy. I like Sixlets. You guys eat Sixlets? Those are good. Those are mine. What's your favorite candy bar? Yeah, so we're going to be doing something for Halloween. We're hoping to, maybe if you guys are decorating your truck, send in a picture. If you've decorated your space, send them to us, facebook.com/DTL Inc. We want to share those. Anna says Toblerone. So you mentioned that earlier, and I couldn't for the life of me think of what that was. And then all of a sudden, when you said the triangle, I gotcha. Amy says dark chocolate almond bar. Yum. Yum, yum. That sounds good too. You guys, it's getting in to be that time of the year. Make sure that your APUs are working properly. Make sure you've got the right fuel additives, Penray. Definitely a good one. We have them. Oh, Reese's. Howard says dark chocolate. Yep, good stuff. I like dark chocolate too. All right, so for those of you who are waiting for different Toblerone, I spelled it wrong. Oh, well, I knew what you meant. I can see the package now that you were talking about it. But yeah, so for those of you who were wondering about Home Daily and you're looking in the Chicago area, we do have a couple of updates for you in some of our hiring areas. So let's dive in. Let's talk about that. So let's talk about Chicago area. If you live from Chicago to Milwaukee or the South Bend area, Joliet, Ottawa, anywhere really around that area within about, 75 to 100 miles of Chicago, give us a call. Where's my number? Right here. 888-668-0698. Give the recruiters a call. We've got a Home Daily position, and it expands to about 100 miles out of the Chicago area. It's Home Daily. It's Midwest flatbed, so we do require that you have at least 9 months of flatbed experience. It pays $1,700. It is guaranteed pay, and we need that filled. We've got available positions, and let's put you to work if you meet all of our criteria. If you're wondering about qualifying, let me know or get a hold of one of the recruiters at 888-668-0698, and we'll fill you in on all the details. We know you guys have been asking for home daily. We've got a lot of freight in that area, and we can help you out with our Midwest flatbed division home daily in this one. So again, it does have the guaranteed pay of $1,700 a week. So you're coming in usually, well, it's daily, so it starts. That can vary a little bit from one day to the next, but most days are usually starting between 3 and 6. And then most deliveries will be daytime deliveries, but that doesn't mean that they're limited to that. So some may also be nighttime deliveries as well. You'll typically work Monday through Friday. From time to time, like I said, your schedule may run into Saturday a little bit, coming in like on a Saturday morning. If you're delivering in the morning, picking up later in the afternoon on Friday and delivering in the morning. Most of your running area is Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, and possibly some Michigan. The Midwest flatbed, like I said, you have to have at least 9 months of experience. So if you've been working for a company doing flatbed, you've got a lot of securement, doing a lot of the similar loads that we are doing, and then let us know. 888-668-0698 so we can talk it through with you and see if we'd be a good fit. Like I said, it's a Monday through Friday for the most part. You could kind of ease into Saturday, but it is home daily. It's just depending on what time of the day you're picking up. Could depend obviously on what time you're getting home each day. So positions available, 888-668-0698. Amy says dark chocolate thin Reese's cups. I didn't even know that was a thing. Here's Amy's joke. Can I read that out loud? What's the scariest thing of Halloween? 2020 or Biden? FYI, it's just a joke. It's almost over, the election. Don't forget to vote. Friendly reminder. And that's all the politics we talk about. So yes, if you are interested in a flatbed position with us, just give us a call, 406-203-4413 to get directly to me, or get a hold of the recruiting department, 888-668-0698 for more details. Now for the guaranteed pay, you do need to make sure that you are available for dispatch, that you're getting your paperwork in either through the TransFlow app or the GeoTab unit on your truck, or the scanner in your truck, depending on which one you're using right now. Be available for dispatch, no driver service failures, work at least 5 days out of the week. Monday through Friday is the norm, and no late loads, and CSA points, no CSA points for the week, no preventable accidents for the week. Those are all good too. Rick 007, Dorian excitement coming kindly every Remedian. Amy says, oh, OMG, I know, thank God it's hard to watch TV and get mail in your face. Do you imagine how much money is spent on mail right now? Crazy amounts coming in. Lots and lots of it. So yes. Also, if you guys haven't checked out our Facebook page to see who got the Driver of the Month this year, Driver of the Month this last month for September, the Reefer Division, Chad Hazelton was the winner. Our Midwest Division for Refrigerated was Michael Dosh. Southern Flatbed, Robert Skiles. And Midwest Flatbed, Christopher Daniels. And our owner-operator lease purchase, Felix. Shout out to Felix. I did see you on here first thing. So if you're still on here, Felix, huge shout out to you. Congratulations one more time on that Driver of the Month. So Driver of the Month gets a $100 gift card to Walmart plus a $50 gift card to the Decker store. And most of those who got Driver of the Month, I was just going to double check. I think most everybody that got Driver of the Month got 1,000 points or a perfect score on their scorecard this last month too. Let's see. For the most part, I think that is. Looks like it. Yeah, that looks like the case at least. So 1,000 points, not only do you get your driver of the month, but you also get an extra 4 cents a mile on the scorecard. And most of you also got the penny per mile for the Smart Drive as well. Paid over $63,000 last month in bonuses. Not too shabby. Aha! Felix is still here. Hey, hey, awesome. Heard it. He heard his name. He was just waiting in the background, making sure, making sure we were doing a shout out, right? No, congratulations, Felix. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right. Yeah, make sure that you're getting all that information. So besides our Midwest flatbed local position that pays $1,700 a week, we do have our Midwest flatbed in, say, if you live in Cleveland, or if you live in Columbus, or if you live in Toledo, Ohio, or if you live in St. Louis, Missouri, or Evansville, Indiana, where else? Louisville, Kentucky. If you live in Iowa City, Iowa, and everything in between that, we do have the home weekly, like coming in on a Friday night, Saturday morning, leaving back out Sunday night or Monday morning. And that one will get you home weekly. It pays $14.50 a week. If you're interested in that Midwest flatbed position, make sure you give us a call. Same number, 888-668-0698. You can also talk or also submit an application directly to drivedecker.com. That's this one right here, drivedecker.com, to fill out an application as well. If you are referring somebody in one of those areas, please make sure that you're either using the TransFlow app on your phone for the referral, or you're calling the driver man or calling the recruiter, or emailing or texting or whatever the recruiter, so that they know who it is that you spoke to, so we can give credit where credit's due. Because you know what? That $1,500, $2,000, or $2,500 per driver for that referral, depending on where you're at, on the referral like chain, then you want to make sure that you're getting that money, because it pays within 90 days, and that's a big chunk of change. So make sure that you're giving us a holler in the recruiting department so that we can give credit where credit is due. So please do that. That would be awesome. We also have our Southeast flatbed, or Southeast, well, we have Southeast flatbed, yes. We have our Southeast refrigerated position as well. As a reminder, this is the area that we are hiring for our Southeast refrigerated. Again, 9 months of experience is required. So you can see our Bessemer, Alabama terminal right about there in the lower center of the screen. From Memphis to Nashville to almost to Knoxville area, back down to Atlanta, over to, can't read that, I think it's Montgomery is what that says, over to Jackson, Mississippi, back up to Memphis. Anywhere in between there, that is home weekly, and that is refrigerated. I love it when you ask and then receive. We'll get requests for something. I might not have it at the time, but you know what? We talk to operations and they're like, you know what? Our freight allows for it. Let's make that happen. And that's what happens. Love it. So that one is, that Southeastern refrigerated is home weekly, and it is a minimum guaranteed pay of $1,000 a week. So obviously if you run the miles and your pay per mile exceeds the $1,000, you're going to get the better of the two. You're going to get the better. That's it. Amy says, I don't know, but it's all the trash at the post office. I don't doubt that. For all that junk mail that's coming in. I consider it junk mail. Not everybody does. Don't forget, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month for another month or another week and a half. So shout out to all of those who have been affected to it. We've got our pictures coming in, so if you're wearing pink or wearing your little pins, make sure that you take a picture and post it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/DTL Inc. What else do we have, Anna? We've got refrigerated out of our Midwest. We have over the road refrigerated. You guys, if you are looking for guaranteed pay, this is what's awesome. Like I said, our operations, we've been able to come to them and say, you know what, this is a need. Do we have this available for our drivers? If you're looking for home weekly, if you're looking for guaranteed pay, if you're looking for even over the road and guaranteed pay or minimum pay, we've got those available. Just reach out to us, 888-668-0698, and we'll give you more information on that. All right, 888-668-0698, or apply online, drivedecker.com. All right, you guys, next week we'll be on our Facebook channel at 4 p.m. Central. And then, of course, next Tuesday, a week from today, we'll be on our YouTube right here. And that's at noon Central. So join me then. You guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Don't forget to give a huge shout out to your driver managers. We're doing a driver manager appreciation or fleet manager appreciation week up until Friday. And that doesn't mean that you can't give them a shout out the rest of the time too. But per request from our drivers and from our staff here in-house, we wanted to make sure that our driver managers know how much we appreciate them and all they have done for us. So I did want to read all of the comments that came in. I didn't get to go through all of them because there were quite a few, but I read a lot of those that came in over the last couple of weeks. So feel free to check us out on Facebook, go through them, and give shout outs for shout outs are due. So you guys, awesome. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And like I said, you have until Friday to get your submissions in for the calendar. So facebook.com/DTL Inc. for the calendar contest, or marketing@deckermail.com. See you Monday, you guys. Yes, Amy, see you Monday. Drive safe. Dark chocolate says yes. All right, take care, you guys. Please be safe.